we're artisans, we're craftsmen, and we take pride in our work. When you're talking just material cost,
the Sparrow has over $1,000 in materials into it alone, and 450-ish hours of labor.
Now take that number times whatever you make per hour at your normal job. Generally, if you're working a normal job and not something like we do, with, and take that number and then add that up in your head, and that's what a cost of something like that would be. You threw a number out on this.
I've had people asking what the sale point on this would be, and right now it's about $8,000.
My first rule, what I learned after my first costume, is I don't count budget or time, or else I quit. That's how it is. Yeah, if I have friends that are looking for help, whatever, that's just fun to hang out and do that. I've done commissions for Nike Corporation, and they're $75 an hour rate for me. And so that one, I'll keep track of my time, or just estimate how long it'll take me to do a project. It also all depends, supply and demand, I guess.
A good rule of thumb is material times $25 an hour, what you think your time is worth, and then take that number from there. You can go higher, you can go lower, depending on what you get, but it's all about a market, right? I mean, if I could sell this armor for $1,500, I'm going to sell it for $1,500. I'm going to get about $6 for it. But if I can sell it for that much more, I'm going to. So it's just about being part of the market, and then, but you got to make your money back on. You got to know, yeah, there's only $1,000 of material in this, but there's a ton of labor and a ton of blood, sweat, and tears, and crying, and it happened.
A little bit.
I've seen the photos. I hope that answered your question.
No, yeah. Hey.
Hiya.
So I'm making a steampunk costume, and I'm making it almost like completely out of foam because I'm broke.
Good boy. Monster Clay and Smooth On products, almost exclusively. There are others on the market that you can use. You have to guarantee that whatever clay you're using to mold, whatever clay you're using to sculpt will not react weird to the silicone you're going to use to pour a master. Urethanes don't like certain types of sulfurs, and there are a lot of clay on the market with sulfur in it. Monster Clay is one of the few that's always worked for me and never has a problem regardless of what I've poured on it. But if you're deciding to get into that, you can get trial kits. Find a Reynolds distributor close by. There's got to be someone here that
Denver's the closest one. You got to get it online.
Okay, well, you can even order the trial kits through Amazon, because I've done that. And then order the Monster Clay. It's like $25 for 5 pounds. You can get a lot of work out of it. And then you'll need something to mold on too.
Yeah.
So that's another. Once you start working into this, the costs just start to stack, and the upfront cost is the worst. So you're looking at spending $100 just to get into it.
Okay.
And if you don't like it, you're out $100.
Yeah, Zach does a lot of molding, and actually at the booth, he's got a lot of samples on there too. If
Yeah.
you want to stop by and check it out.
I've seen this bunch of his work. I do a lot of styrofoam carving with guns work, and I'm just trying to find the best material that I can use to mold that and pour
You
it into this.
don't really want to try to mold styrofoam unless you've sealed it really, really well.
Yeah.
Silicone is going to pick up every tiny detail. So you got that thing has to be pristine and perfect.
Say your booth number again.
3463.
His booth for you guys to come by and check us out. We're gonna get kicked out of here in a second.
We got 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, just come hunt us down at his booth later. We'll happy to chat with you all day long.
Okay, so 2 things. One, what can you use to combine leather to, say, foam?
Barge.
Barge?
Barge cement will glue anything to anything.
Okay.
Literally. And its barge is actually designed to hold shoe soles to shoes.
Okay.
That's its original purpose. But it has to be the can that's yellow. They have one that's more eco-friendly that's blue. Screw the earth. Get the rest.
And then the other thing is since I'm involved in construction and I know certain paints, I want to tell all the other cosplayers here, like Sherwin-Williams, for example, will have mist tints that you can buy at $5 a gallon. So if you're wanting something that you want to experiment with or hope that you can find a color with them, go there, check with them, see if they've got a mist tint for you.
Yeah, that's a good tip. For something on foam, to smooth it out, every time this moves, Bondo will break. It's not designed to flex ever. There are other products you can use, like a urethane spray, or liquid latex is another really great substrate to use for something like this. But Bondo is a rigid material. It's not designed to flex ever. So as long as whatever the piece you're making doesn't need to move again, Bondo's great.
Okay, and is there other types of materials Bondo-like that work better as far as for sanding?
You can sand
Tighter
plastic.
surfaces and more curves and things like that.
Well, like
I'm finding I'm working with Bondo now, and it's really difficult on inside curves.
yeah, and it's and that's a downside of polyester resin anyway. You can try using something with a little more like a marine filler. It's twice as expensive, but it does sand a lot nicer and it does lay a little easier.
Epoxy sculpt is a
Yeah.
two-part clay that you can mix together, and so if you have something that's on the inside, it gives you about 4 hours to work with and smooth it out as it's slowly hardening. That way you have to do less sanding later on.
Okay, and also my last question is, how well do both of those products work on, say, fiberglass resin?
And epoxy sculpt works really well. It gets very sticky once you start working it.
That it will bond to it.
It'll bond to it. Bondo will stick to just about anything. I've got it all over my floor.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, there's another answer to whoever asked about the apartment thing. Invest in rugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question.